So really what Hashem did at the beginning, He threw us the Chumash, which was basically the revelation of Torah in the world, which is the 5 books of Moses and the Tanakh, which we all see, you can take out, anyone can open it up, and it's been done, and it's revealed for the world. Everybody, there's the 5 books of Moses, there's the Tanakh, and then He comes to the Vav, which is now clarifying how does it manifest into Torah Shabbat Peh. How does it now manifest into the world as how I should act out the Torah. Now that's obviously, now you have the conservative reform, they start getting nervous, with Torah Shabbat Peh, what's going on there. Let's try and get above those guys in terms of like accepting there is a Masorah and Torah Shabbat Peh, nothing to ask questions on. So we go straight into that, and the Torah Shabbat Peh comes with the Vav, and it's gewaldic. I mean, I personally grew up in a Reform shul, so I can diss that place a little bit. Like the rabbi was like the Dark Emperor, and like he much looked like Dark Emperor from Star Wars. You know what I'm talking about? Star Wars. You seen that film? Yeah. Okay, so that was my favourite film. I can tell you stories about that. Well, that film did for me personally. But we'll do that another time. So I didn't meet Luke. So yeah.
Which one?
Which one? The new, the old one.
No, but which one?
All three. I've been in, they're all together. Was my favourite. It's hard to say. They're all so amazing. I know that's my favourite film. If you want to ask, check on Facebook. I don't want to say favourite film and stuff. Anyway, so favourite cartoon or whatever, Simpsons. Like I have my pretty basic guy. But anyway, come back to the Vav. So the Vav was when Hashem revealed Mishnayos, and then that is Rabbeinu Kodesh. That was his time. The world was not working with just Nevi'im. There was no more Nevi'im. There had to be rabbis. The rabbis had to clarify. There had to be someone to teach us how to live. It was the Nevi'im, the prophets, and that whole society was no longer. The rabbis now had to clarify it. And it came to the point where they had the Amoraim to clarify more. And they had to make it into a Gemara, so we have a whole Talmud Babli. And then the Kabbalah had to say, wait a minute, there's something more going on here than just, halakha and what you see in the world. There's a whole spiritual world. Fine, before, you used to just know it. Jews were in touch with it. They were Nevi'im. If someone was a Navi, he didn't have to go and learn Kabbalah, he was living it. A Navi was having an experience of God. He didn't have to intellectualize with it. And music was very part of that. When you have a nagin, somebody plays music, he would lift people's souls up, and that was how the Nevuah would come down. You all know the story with David and Melech, David, forget the English. David and Melech, You all know the story. And he came to Shaul, and he played some guitar and a bit of Beatles. No, I'm joking. He played the harp, and he lifted up Shaul from his depression. Shaul was just told, you're going to lose the kingdom, you're a sinner, by the Navi, Shmuel Navi. And so David came and cheered him up with the music. And there was all sorts of stories, Pesukim and the Elisha, with the nagin, with the nigun, with the song, lifting up a person into Christ. So you see once again, music's all involved in this. And the song of Torah, obviously, you can all say that. But let's get to this point where it comes to Kabbalah. Because the world was no longer experiencing that. People were idolaters. We had no temple. There was no manifestation of spirituality in the world. Hashem had to reveal his highest part of his name, of Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Yud. The most spiritual aspect, the 10, we all have it on our fingers. It's part of the world. Everyone knows 1, 0 is the whole formation of the whole world, and computers, everything. It's the blue, the code. What's it called in? Come on, someone here.
Matrix.
Binary. Thank you so much for the work. Sorry, I've been a bit of an out of the intellectual world these days. So 1, 0 and 0, 1. This is like building like the whole system in the world. Everyone knows that. Scientists have very much agreed with that. So, I mean, they did try other, numeracy things, all these funny English, shillings and, all these funny ways of measuring. And then everyone realised that binary way is the only way to go. Because obviously, we're getting to a point where the clarity of godliness is coming into the world now. So even secular systems are coming into tune. Like the whole internet thing, it's all about unifying the world into one big voice. It's all happening on an external level. How it will happen on an inner level, that's what we're talking about now. But the idea of Yud, the Yud, the Shem, the 10, so this higher, very spiritual aspect, this had to come down through Reb Shimon Bar Yochai into his students, and only be revealed later on by the Arizal. And now we're going to get how that is spread out into the Jewish world through the Arizal. Now the Sfardim were excellent at following the ways of their Arizal, the minhagim of the Arizal, so we don't have to worry about the Sfardim in terms of their lack of connection. They have a connection. And this Torah, this Yud, I mean, look at the chesed of God, you know, like, He's very high, you know, He made the world, and you have to do what He wants. But instead of just saying, you know, alright guys, you ruined my temple, you ruined my world, you know, you've created like, you know, environmental, global warming, and nobody really gives a hoot about that I'm here, and, you know, so stuff for you, I'll just let you burn up, you know, He could do that, but He didn't, actually, because He created one.